auch weiter mit einer Unternehmenspräsentation. Aztec Minerals, ein Explorer mit Projekten in Arizona und Mexiko. The next presentation will also be in English language. Aztec Minerals.
Schönen guten Morgen, meine Damen und Herren. Ich bin Simon Dyakowski. That'll be the extent of my German today, but thank you very much for spending some time with us this morning, right before lunch hour. I promise to keep it brief and to the point. There has been obviously ample discussion of the macro fundamentals for precious metals, in particular gold. And so what we offer investors is exposure to the speculative element of the gold and silver mining industry. We're at the very riskiest end of the curve. We're in the exploration business. We have two emerging discoveries that we're focused on. And right now we're active in Arizona in the United States. And so with the Trump-Musk victory of a couple days ago, puts us in a really good position given the favorability to the mining business that new regime should afford us. So I will be making a couple of forward-looking statements, so you're duly cautioned, and I encourage you to review this legal disclaimer on our website. So Aztec is an exploration company. As mentioned, we are focused in Arizona and Mexico, currently drilling our gold-silver mine in Arizona. This is a past-producing open-pit heap leach gold-silver mine. This was operational in the 1980s, and before that was operational for about 50 years as a high-grade underground silver mine. Now, this is very important for us as the ground that we own, it's privately owned. So we're not subject to any federal permitting by virtue of the past production in the 1800s through the 1930s. We own not only the mineral rights to this project, but we also own the surface rights and we own the water. So these are very important factors to have control of. And we're currently drilling there. The company is well funded. We have a strategic investor already amongst our shareholders. So I'll get into the rationale for this in a minute. But as an exploration company, our goal is not to build a mine and operate as a mining company. Our goal is to take a compelling project that has had a history of production, apply modern techniques in a new precious metal bull market, expand the mineral resource, and then to hopefully monetize it with a larger company. And so we've already had a great first step in that as Alamos Gold, which is a mid-tier now, almost a senior producer based in Canada, has taken about an 8% interest in our shares. So it's a great validation of our projects. Just investor highlights, why should investors be interested in a company of our stage? It's obviously an early stage, but the reality is that gold mining companies, silver mining companies, they no longer do exploration for the most part. They have downloaded this part of the industry to junior companies like Aztec. It's almost like the pharma model where the testing of new drugs is downloaded to groups of scientists that have come together and crowdfunded themselves their ideas. So exploration's very similar. And what that means for us and for investors is all the expertise now lies with companies like Aztec. And when a junior like Aztec makes a successful discovery, we are able to potentially monetize with excellent payoff. And so this is a very common trend that you see later on in the precious metal cycle. As the gold price rises, as the silver price rises, lots of money flows into the mining companies. Investors are looking for exposure to the cash flows they produce. And in order to sustain their businesses, they have to acquire new reserves and resources. So when a company like Aztec makes a discovery, it puts us in a great position to be one of those few companies that might get bought out if we continue to prove out more gold. And so that's where we're at. We're drilling right now. We've had great drill success across our two projects, 6 drill programs now over 4 years, and we've recently embarked on our 4th drill program at the Tombstone project. We're cheap right now. Our market cap is about $30 million Canadian. And I'll just highlight how our shares have been trading over the past few weeks here. As the gold price has started to lift off above 2,500 and silver is starting to break through above $30 per ounce, our shares have, after about a 4-year consolidation, have finally started to break out. And we still think that it's very, very early. However, if you look at the list of notable shareholders on this slide on my presentation, you can see that a number of institutions based in Europe, have over the past year, the smart money, so to speak, have already positioned themselves in our stock. So if I was here presenting last year, you wouldn't see even half of these names on our shareholder list. So I think this is a very, very good sign for us. And just a little bit more on our share structure. We have 123 million shares outstanding, but we're fully funded now for the work that we're doing. We have over 2 million Canadian dollars in the bank, which will take us through the drill program that we have underway now and well into next year. We also have no more share price headwinds, so to speak. So last year we had to unwind a position of another company that was owning our shares. So we've been able to take their shares, they owned about 10 million shares, and put them with 2 new institutions. Our last financing was, for those that are familiar with how Canadian exploration companies finance, you typically have a 4-month holding period after a financing, and then that creates a lot of pressure on the stock, obviously 4 months after the financing closes. Our last financing was in July, but there was no 4-month hold, so we relied on an exemption to make the stock free trading right away. And what that has enabled us to do is to create a clear runway for revaluation once our drill results are announced. And we'd like to come and communicate that to potential shareholders that, if you want to participate in ownership of our company, you won't be competing with a free trading date coming as the results come out. Really quickly on our project, so we're situated in southeastern Arizona, private land. Our second project is in the same map slide, but in Mexico, in eastern Sonora. I'm not going to list off all the mines and companies that surround us, but we are in an area that is very well endowed with copper, gold, and silver. I'll focus my remarks here on the Tombstone project. This is as I mentioned, a past producing high-grade silver district. It had 32 million ounces of silver production over 100 years ago. And then if you look within our claim boundary here, the yellow is an outline of our open pit contention mine. And what we're trying to do at this moment is to expand the open pit, the shallow oxide gold-silver component of this project. And we've been doing that over the past 4 years with about 51 drill holes. All of them have hit what we believe to be mineable widths of gold and silver in oxides. Not to get too technical, but oxide is a key word here. This is gold and silver that is potentially amenable to heap leach mining, which is one of the cheapest mining methods known to man. And this is both from a CapEx perspective, extremely cheap to build an open pit heap leach mine, and also from an operating cost perspective, if the metallurgy works. We're pretty sure the metallurgy works because the mine operated successfully for 10 years in the 1980s. So what we're doing right now is we're drilling really unique targets that we've developed, and these targets have been developed through a very methodical and scientific approach, where we have taken all of the exploration data that is available to us and put it for the first time into 3 dimensions and into modern mine modeling software. And nobody's done this, but there's 150 years of data to draw from. We've put everything that's relevant into the model, and we've found exploration targets that we think could double the footprint of what we have already drilled, with the potential of intersecting bonanza grades of silver at the same time. So our program underway right now is focused on these green highlighted boxes. And if you look at the yellow dots and lines, those denote our 51 existing drill holes. And the green boxes are areas where we are right now collaring drill holes. We started this about 6 to 8 weeks ago. And so what that means is that our results, our first results from this drill program, should be out over the next few weeks. And obviously, I mean, this wouldn't be obvious to people that are new to the exploration sector, but that is the rocket fuel, that is the catalyst for share price gains of a junior exploration companies. When do those results come out, and what are they telling us? Are we growing the deposit? Are we hitting more high grade? So that we will know over the next few weeks. And it's very timely that gold has broken out for us at this time, that the market has started to already revalue our shares, and that we were able to participate in Forum 1 right before our drill results come out. So I think it's a great time to have a look at our shares right now. The 12-hole program will run through the end of the year, and the results will be coming out well into January. And then based off of those results, we will decide on our next steps, which will likely include expansion of the drill program. And so, just really quickly, why are we focusing on this shallow gold oxide target right now? It's because, again, open pit heap leach mines run about 0.5 gram gold equivalent. We're hitting drill results already that have been many times that, multiples of that. So it's very high grade compared to your typical mine. And as we drill deeper, we're also hitting high-grade silver. And high-grade silver is what can make or break a company. So many of you might be familiar with BlackRock Silver or Vizsla Silver. These companies got started, they revalued from micro caps to hundreds of millions of dollars in valuation when they hit results that were several thousand grams per ton silver over meaningful widths. Well, we've already hit our first hole last year that was 1.5 meters, 3,400 grams per ton silver. So obviously I can't promise you that we're going to hit that again, but there is certainly that potential. We've hit that already last year, and we have another 12 opportunities to hit some more grade this year. But at the very least, we're going to be meaningfully expanding on what we've already drilled off. So I was given the 2-minute warning, and I'd just like to spend my last minute here really just on this slide. These are our existing drill holes. I'm going to really break this down simply. This is an interesting way of looking at drill results. Take the grade times the width, and if it's over 100, we call it gram meters, typically the market will take notice. So we have now 10 out of our 50 drill holes are over 100 gram meters gold equivalent. 4 are over 200. And I used to be a stockbroker in Vancouver. This is the first thing we'd look at when a drill result was reported. What's the grade thickness? And we have, if I saw one drill hole over 100, I'd be excited, and I'd look at, maybe recommending the shares to my clients. In this company, we already have 10. There's the potential to get many more as we keep drilling. So, with that, I think we're really undervalued right now. A lot of companies are obviously undervalued when they come to market their stocks. But we have now the catalysts and the macro backdrop, which will give us the ingredients to get fully valued over the coming months with that tailwind of revaluation in the broader commodity space. So with that, thank you very much for listening to my conversation or listening to the presentation here. I'll be out in the foyer to have any follow-up conversations. And if anybody wants to email or call me, my contact information is right here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Simon from Aztec Minerals. Bei uns geht's jetzt mit dem sehr